Hey, I'm Renee, but you can call me Blade, and this is the Oh My God show. And this video is a tribute to the memory of the late Jamaican actor Christopher Mc Farlane. But before I explain why it is important for me to make a video about the small interaction I had with this great man, I must pause to send my condolences to the family of Her Majesty the late Queen Elizabeth II. Being Jamaican, we pay homage to the Queen, and growing up as a child in Jamaica, my grandmother, she always had a photograph of the Queen in our house. And her passing, for some of us, is like you lost an auntie. So I must confess that I kind of feel some kind of way, like, oh my gosh, she lived long, but yeah, sad that she gone. Our family must feel bad, that kind of vibes. So yes, condolences. And every time, not every time, but sometimes when people die, it gives me that little. The last time I think I did a video like this was when Nicole Thea, the YouTuber, died. And something about death just kind of put you in that vibe of, first of all, where the person, for some of us in Jamaica, we like to ask, like, I wonder where the soul gone, or you want to think of this person, like you would want to think that they have a better life or something in the afterlife. And it is something that makes us think as well that whenever someone is alive, if you get the opportunity to say thank you to the person, to show the person love, sometimes we live our lives like, you never know what's gonna happen, but for us, it's important for us to first think of our souls. What's gonna happen when I die? Do you think about this? It is important to think of the souls of the people, but as individuals who are left behind, so to speak, it is important for us to realize that we have to scatter the flowers and the roses when the person is still alive. And for me, I feel a little bit of sadness and regret, because even a few months back, or was it last year, I saw Mr. McFarlane on Facebook with someone else I met from the film industry, and I was like, oh my gosh, that photo that lady posted with him reminded me, oh my gosh, at the time I didn't even know his last name. I think I just knew his first name, and I'll tell you about the encounter I had with him in a minute. And I was like, oh my gosh, like, it would be nice if I got to say thank you properly to this man. So when I was in university, I was strapped for cash. Maybe you would have known this if you watch my channel. So I really struggled financially. But one of the ways that I decided to make money in school was to sign up for an advertising agency. I was told about this agency through a friend. So Mr. McFarlane was affiliated with this organization, but I didn't know him, he didn't know me. So this person, I guess, submitted my information. I think we had to send photos and documents and everything to the agency. But somehow, I think it was a year or so later, by this time I'd even graduated from school, I was hoping that I would have gotten advertising gigs while I was in university so I could have money, So it didn't happen, but they still had my information on file. So after a year, I left, I finished school, and I started working at the hospital, and I got a call, like there was supposed to be an advertisement, and I was somehow chosen. So anyway, I had to go. That time I was living in Westmoreland. I had to travel to Kingston for this ad. So anyway, I was supposed to do it. For some reason, the ad was cancelled from the side of that company. I eventually went, and I think I met Mr. McFarlane downtown, first time meeting him, and he was so he just let me know that, sorry, but they have actually canceled the shoot and blah 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 blah. But he was such a nice he was such a gentleman. He was very polite, and he also gave me money. I'm sure it would have been enough for my round trip back to wherever, but I also had extra money. So technically I was like, this is different, because I didn't really do the job, but he still kind of paid me anyway. And so the next time that his agency or whoever, they called me to do an ad, which turned out to be this advertisement with Usain Bolt. Again, I didn't know who it was going to be. They said you have to do an ad with an athlete, but girl, I didn't care who it was. I just want to get money I just want to do my thing. And I was really like interested, like I loved acting and those things at the time more than now, but like then I really love acting. So I was like, anywhere I can get to do this kind of thing. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I was like, it's interesting. that he would still pay me anyway. But of course, I'm sure it's not this, the sum of the money that I would get paid if I had done the advertisement. But anyway, I was like, interesting. So mental note, this man is a decent man. So anyway, I went back. He called again and he said, no, they have another ad this time with an athlete, and I should come for the auditions, and I should come for the auditions in town. Now, had he not been so respectful, diplomatic, and everything in that case, it wasn't even just about him giving me the money at the time, but the fact that he respected my time, because he could have easily said they canceled, like it's not his fault. But he respected my time, he respected me, and also made a mental note that the next opportunity I'm still gonna ask this girl. So I feel very safe with this man from the interaction with him. I was happy to go back to town to do this audition. So anyway, I go to do this audition and he's in a room. Apparently, I didn't even, as I said, I don't know anything. Girl just wanna get paid. Girl just wanna get her ad done. So I'm like, okay, cool. This is actually gonna be the first time now that I'm gonna be actually doing an advertisement. So I'm like, okay, I'm nervous. I go there and I see all these beautiful women, and I'm like, okay, it's fine. I can still act. I will do it. So I went to so I went inside the room, and it's with him. No, it's my turn to audition. I see this what do you call it, he's there sitting down, and he's gonna pretend to be the athlete, and that's how the audition got, and I would actually do my part. And so I enter the room. There's another lady there with him. This lady disses me instantly. She disses me instantly. I don't remember her face or anything about her, to be honest. I don't remember her face or anything, but I remember. So imagine I have an audition now. They tell you, go to that, you need to go beyond that door for your audition. I open the door. There's Mr. Mc Farlane and there's this lady. And she's like, like, where is the talent? Where's the talent? Like, you guys, basically, I can't even, okay, let's just try to translate it in English. So basically, what this lady said was that I'm not beautiful enough to be chosen for this ad. So she was outwardly disappointed, and she was letting it be known, even though it's just me, her, and Mr. Mc Farlane in the room at this point. Like, don't you guys have better talent? Like, is this what you have? Like, yeah, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't think anybody has been this rude to be like this, like, just shut me down. But again, I was so happy and excited. I noticed the disrespect, but I didn't have time for it. I need to do my audition as well, right? But I was surprised, but I don't think I was like showing it. But I was like, she just like, so now I'm like, oh, sorry, like, you like she said something to, like, if there's no better looking girls or something like this or something. But again, his response was just amazing. He did not disrespect the lady in front of me. I don't know if he would have spoken to her after I left or anything, but he just diplomatically I don't even know how it got from there to him just be like, oh, okay, he just maybe pretended like it never happened or something. I don't remember. And he just welcomed me in calm, and he was telling me, this is what you need to do and this is what you need to do. Just like did an introduction, and I was bubbly or whatever, and I did my thing and I left. Mr. Mc Farlane didn't care, and also the comment of the lady did not stop him from giving me the role. And it turned out that it was actually a role. Usain Bolt was there as well. It was like a 30-second ad. I was in there for maybe like a second but I was still in there. At the end of the day, I was just, that man just not carrying out that disrespect, that man still deciding to choose me. Not that it really made me feel very good. I felt defended, and I felt honored in the moment, and his dealings with me after that was very professional, very clean cut. So I did that ad at the time. The money that I got for that one day, like, actually we were supposed to shoot for 2 days, but we just did everything. I think my part of it, me and this other young lady, they were like, oh, you guys were so good, we don't need to do it again. But I was like, we should have not been good. Like, we'd have to be paid again for the next day. But like at the time too, the salary that they gave us was like, it was interesting for half day's work or whatever. But I just remember him like really standing up for me without even being rude to the lady, without even saying anything to her. And of course, when it was time for me to get paid, it was also easy. Again, I had to come back to the city, and I think he met me, or I had to meet him at an office or somewhere, and exactly what we agreed for, all my money paid, everything. And I think I would have been more in touch with them had I not left Jamaica, and that's how I lost touch with him. But I really remember that this gentleman, no, I would have met him maybe only 3 times. He wasn't on the shoot at the shoot of the advertisement, but I'm sure I would have seen him at least 3 times physically. And I know that if this is the impact and the respect and the decency he displayed in just that little time that I met him, and just being so respectful, being so decent, like I have to say that hopefully if his family or anybody can see this video, I'm sure they'll probably know that this is a really great man, and I respected him so much. And I was really saddened. I was really saddened by his passing. In that little moment that I met this man, I was like, wow, I still did not forget that advertisement. Would have been at least 8 years ago, 9 years ago, something like that. And I have not forgotten his kindness, and even his unspoken kindness. He's like a proper businessman. And I pray that God will take care of his family, and that their hearts will be happy when they think about the fact that they left an icon behind. I mean, his memory. You know, most people, I'm sure, if I just met him for such a brief time, and I can say this, I'm sure that the people who have worked with him on set, as I said, I never worked with him so much in his acting role, but imagine his you know, fellow actors and actresses, what they would have to say about him and his friends. And yeah, it's good for us though to remember to say thank you, and to show people who impact our lives, like when they're still alive. Because see, I'm sure that if he were alive and he saw this video, he would be shocked. Maybe he wouldn't know that I would have remembered him or remembered his kindness. And I just pray for God's blessing on his family. He's already gone, but I pray God's blessing on his family in the same way that he's helped me. I pray that if he's left behind any female relative, any male relatives, that God will go before, and that God will do even more for them than he has ever done for me or anybody else. Thank you, Mr. Mc Farlane. God bless his memory. And as I said, I just pray only for blessing for his family. I don't know them, but I know that even if they never get to watch this video, that God's ears is not locked, and God will know. And it encourages, I feel like it should be an encouragement to the rest of us who are behind, to be good to people. You never know. Be good to people. In the same way, if he had done something bad to me, even if I didn't want to say it now I would also remember how cruel he was, or how wicked he was, or how he did something wrong to me, and probably also cursing his memory. So be good to people, even if you think that they are younger, or they're poorer, or they're more vulnerable, and you believe that you can get away with it. Just remember that God remembers things. God remembers people, and people also remember how you treated them. And please let that memory be a good, positive memory. And as I said, maybe I wouldn't come to say anything bad if he did, but I probably would be whispering to my confidants that this man was wicked. Don't be that person. Don't allow your memory to become such that someone will call you wicked, that someone will call you cruel. Mr. Mc Farlane left a very positive, great impression on my mind. And I pray, especially when it comes down to business transactions, you know, so many times we can be so casual, and so when it comes, oh, you need to pay people money, they have to be running you down to pay them the money, or you told them you were gonna pay them this amount and then you didn't pay them enough, and all of these things. Yeah, so just know that yes, it's sad, I'm sure, for his family, but I think I feel bad personally, because I'm like, wow, I always say yeah, because I think I have time, like when I go back to Jamaica, whenever I do this or something like that, I'm gonna in the future, when the person is still here. That time when I saw his photo, imagine if I had gotten his contact from the person and just be like, hey, Mr. Mc Farlane, I remember you. You remember me? Maybe he doesn't. Because if he's you know, doing auditions and meeting all these people, maybe he doesn't. But at the same time, I could have said, oh, hey, thank you, because I remember you, and I, you know, and of course that was my first gig, and it helped me so much. I was so happy that I was able to, at least I said yes, I wanted to be in an ad, and I got to do it. It's a happy sad moment, but I am happy that I have something good to say. And as I said, hopefully if we get to that point in our own lives, when not if but when, like, that people will be able to say good things about us. Be the person who knows to say thank you before it is too late. Thank you so much for watching this video. Yes, not a really happy video, so I'm just gonna say bye, see you next time. I'm Blade and I'm cutting.